Dr. Brown, 831. Dr. Brown, 831.
Rena.
Oh, Iris, I'm scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Well, of course you are. Can I get you anything?
Honey, I feel this scream starting way down inside of me, and I feel it coming, and if I let it go, I won't be able to hold it back.
Well, just try to sit back here, huh? And
Honey,
take a deep breath.
Honey, I've been scared before, but never like this.
I understand, but don't give up hope that your father might very well come through this.
Might very
He has before.
well. Iris, that means he might not. That's what you're really saying to me, isn't it? That I might lose him.
Now listen to me, Rena.
Honey, what am I without Stryker? He's all I ever had. All I ever will have. We've been each other's lives.
That's something we should talk about later. Right now, the main thing is that Stryker is getting the very best care there is. Why, people from all over the world who can afford to go anywhere come to Gulf Coast Hospital. And one reason they come here is Stryker's doctor, Kevin.
Kevin is going to take a knife and cut out Daddy's heart.
A heart transplant?
That's what they call it. He's going to cut his heart out and stick another one back in. Some heart that belongs to a total stranger. And then what? I don't know, Iris. Tell me, what do they do after they cut a man's heart out? Do they throw it in the garbage?
Oh, Rena, you're talking about surgery that may save your father's life.
I know, but I mean, even if that's true, that we still have to wait for a donor. I mean, someone still has to die first. What if nobody dies? What if
Rena,
I don't know?
Stop this. You are making this much harder on yourself than it has to be.
Iris, while they're waiting for a proper donor, Stryker could have an attack. I mean, even a mild one would kill him now. Believe me, if I knew how, I'd tear my heart out and I'd say, "Here, Daddy, take it and live. I don't need this, but I can't live without you."
Darling, try to see it this way. The very best doctors in the world are doing everything they can for Stryker. They're watching his condition and keeping him comfortable and keeping him isolated from anyone whose mere presence might cause another attack. I'd have been here sooner, but I had to stop by Western Art.
I'm just glad you're here, honey.
I had to tell Dennis that Alex Wheeler was involving himself in his life.
Alex is what? I don't understand.
Alex used his connections to have an important New York gallery offer to affiliate with Western Art.
Honey, that sounds like it's a solution to all the gallery's problems.
No, not really. Well, maybe it was some kind of solution, but I knew Dennis wouldn't want... I knew he wouldn't want Alex Wheeler involved in his life.
No, of course not.
Things should be out in the open. People should know who they're involved with.
Sounds reasonable to me.
I know Dennis. He's a very open person. He wants things to be above board. It was really very simple. Once Dennis knew of Alex's involvement, he dropped any consideration of accepting his backing.
He did? Well, what's going
I
to happen
didn't give
to
him my own reasons for not trusting Alex.
Well, then what did you do?
I didn't have to tell him what I'd seen, how faithless Alex is. There was no need to tell him what I'd seen with my own eyes.
Honey, back up a little bit for me. I'm not following you.
Well, Dennis already had his own reasons. Starting with what Dawn told him about Alex's utter irresponsibility toward Mike Marshall and his family.
Honey, you never believed Dawn's charges before. I mean, why should you start...
I really feel ashamed. Stupid. I suppose I just didn't credit Dennis with enough maturity to judge people. Well, I won't make that mistake again. Doesn't really matter what Dennis's reasons were. The fact is that he was right all along.
You say so, honey.
It seems my son has a gift I lack. He can see into people and judge those who are simply indecent and corrupt. Well, I tell you, it's a gift I wish I had. Because it is humiliating to be taken in by those who don't know the difference between the truth and a lie, or who don't really care about the difference.
Dr. Kenner, 606.
Stryker's looking good.
Oh, you've seen him?
I was with Bart when he checked him over. Stryker stable. All of his vital signs are strong.
Good, barring another attack.
He's
I
as
think
ready as he'll ever be for the transplant. The fact is, he's in better shape than a lot of people who go through it. We've got the immune suppressant drugs going now.
Good. Almost time to restrict visitors. I don't want to risk a minor infection.
I've already
Stays in there.
restricted visitors.
Okay.
Well, I guess there's nothing we can do now but wait, is there?
No, nothing. This is the worst time.
But Stryker's in as good a shape as you could expect.
No, I mean waiting for a donor.
I know.
Waiting for one human being to die so another one can live. It's not the best feeling for a doctor.
You make me feel so ashamed.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. It's just another small lesson from a great surgeon to a protege.
Really?
Sure, I guess it's just part of being young. I've been so concerned about Stryker, Kevin. I've just been hoping for a donor. I forgot what that means.
Now, then, maybe it is a small lesson. Or perhaps not such a small lesson. You know, past our techniques, past what we can do and can't do, we have to remember the humanity of our patient and ourselves.
I'll never forget your humanity. But you look so tired. You're exhausted, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I don't think I can sleep tonight. The only reason I slept last night was because you were there.
Oh, Kevin, if you need me tonight...
I took a room in the getaway motel, you know, the one closest to the hospital. Come in.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. Am I interrupting?
No, Vicky, not at all. You know what, Vicky, you look good.
I hope I don't look like I feel.
What happened?
Well, the waiting room has gotten very uncomfortable.
I see. Rena.
With reinforcements. Iris Carrington showed up to comfort her, and it seems her method for doing that is
To hack away at you.
I just need a friend right now.
Well, you've got one. You're always welcome here. Sit down, please. Let me get you some coffee.
Thanks, Kevin.
Kevin, I've got to run. I'll see you later.
All right, later.
Hold it, Justin. I think we've heard this song before.
This is a different version, Sam.
It sounds like just another chorus to me.
The big story. Clipper Curtis in the videotape scam. Alex Wheeler pulling the strings. Justin, some hunches pay off. Others don't.
Yeah.
Why don't you just put this one to rest?
There's no rest for the weary, Sam. And I am weary, fed up, and sick and tired of people getting away
Then
with...
give yourself a break. Stop beating your head against a brick wall and move on to another assignment.
In fact, I have a new assignment in mind. It's still the same old I Spy at the Top of the World, but it has something to do with the Tankir connection.
Then that's a very good reason for you to stay unconnected.
Sam, first we find out that Curtis has the videotape recording concession, and then we find out that the feds are asking questions about Sheikh Zaydi's assassination. Now, what do you think that spells?
Trouble.
Oh, now, a smart reporter like you can handle a lot of that. We know that Curtis must have known about the assassination because of the tape recordings, and if he knew, then his boss, Wheeler, knew. Maybe they even knew before it happened. Maybe they even let it happen. Maybe they,
Maybe. Justin, you're jumping to conclusions. Except Ryan Connor was chief of security for Sheikh Zaydi. And I remember that Alex Wheeler did try to call Ryan about a plot to kill Zaydi. But Wheeler was too late. Only by moments.
Then he knew. He knew! What a shame he had a problem with punctuality.
He did try to call.
Oh, well, then just give him an A for excellence, then. Listen, why did you give him an F for fake or a C for cunning? Listen, he held off. He held off from calling until it was too late. That's clever, but it's not clever enough.
Oh, and you're just too clever. You're so clever that you're forgetting about Ryan Connor. He loved Sheikh Zaydi. He's flown off to Tankir looking for his killers. Now that's pretty darn dangerous. If there is even a shred of evidence against Alex Wheeler, Ryan would know it. And I believe that he would go after his own uncle just as hard as he would a total stranger.
Where is the magistrate? He was summoned to come over 30 minutes ago.
His Honor advised me there were documents to prepare, Minister. The marriage license and other papers.
Which I said could be waived in this very special case.
His Honor said your authority was
Was what?
Was insufficient to waive the required forms.
His Honor will soon find out just how sufficient my authority can be.
Ryan, this marriage, are you sure?
Look, Yasmin. Now, you and I were both facing long terms in one of Hassine's prisons. Or extremely short ones followed by executions. Now take your choice.
I guess it seemed that way.
So I figured that there might at least be one alternative that Hassine would accept. Or maybe even prefer. Since the last thing he needs right now is an uprising among your own kinsmen.
So as a concession to them, he will allow them to see their princess happily married?
No. No, Hassine doesn't make concessions. He's hoping that your marriage to an American will discredit you in the eyes of your people.
But my people's loyalty doesn't stop at the border. Hassine simply just wants to believe that.
Well, if he's barking up the wrong tree, let him go right ahead. Just as long as it doesn't bite until we're married and out of here.
Are you sure you wouldn't prefer one of Hassine's sweltering prisons?
What are you talking about?
That you find marriage to me just a little better than one of Hassine's dungeons.
Yasmin, this isn't time. Now I want you out of this country and into the States safely. Our relationship just isn't important now. Only our relationship with Hassine. Do you understand?
كل حاجة جاهزة بقى ولا ايه؟
ايوه انا هرم على كيفك.
The wedding may commence. That is if it suits the Princess Yasmin and her consort.
Ryan,
Princess.
لازم تجري التصريح الكرس أنت مع المكالمة.
His honor is informing you that you both must sign this wedding certificate before he can unite you in holy matrimony.
Hassan, if we do this, you'll guarantee safe passage out of Tankir for both of us, right?
Perhaps you don't realize, Mr. Connor, I am by nature a romantic.
Oh, well, you must have a lot of hidden qualities, right?
I'm a champion of young lovers such as yourselves. I will personally escort you to the airplane, you and your bride, which in turn will take you far away from Tankir. Princess Yasmin will be missed here in Tankir by her people, myself included. But who am I to stand in the way of young love? Princess.
since I was a little girl, I always imagined what my wedding day would be like. The feast table would be full of food. There would be songs and dances. And my father's tears of joy. I never thought it would be done so swiftly with just the stroke of a ballpoint pen.
The dreams of childhood, how many of them we must abandon for the sake of more practical things.
Yasmin, sign right here, okay?
Yes, Princess. Sign. Marry and be off to America. Or stay behind and enjoy my hospitality.
Oh, come on, Sam. You gotta know better than that. Who goes after family?
Maybe tough, honest men.
Like Ryan Connor.
Maybe. Look, Justin, from all I've picked up, Ryan Connor is not some sweet young thing fresh out of law school who's trying to make it in our lovely town. He's been around. Everybody says State Department, but my own vibes say some security organization that may not even have a name. Before that little war.
And before that, and after that, remember, he still calls Alex Wheeler Uncle. What do you think? You think he cares about us? He's sitting up there at the top of the world, laughing at us, and he's given Ryan Connor a nice little nest in your uncle's law offices. Oh, don't topple the world building. But it's better than a little office out on the Buffalo Speedway, am I right?
Okay. It's coffee break time, so I'll play your silly little game for a while. Can you give me one good reason why super tycoon Alex Wheeler would be involved in an assassination plot in the first place?
Sam, you and I, we couldn't even begin to play Wheeler's game. We couldn't have a practice session, not even a down. We can't even afford the price of admission. Up there, the air is thin and the plots are thick and they gotta get tangled around one another. I mean, what do you suppose a man like that is worth anyhow? Well, how much?
I've heard several billion.
Give or take, 500 million or so. I mean, even the motives, they're not the same. All right, money, power. But aside from that, something so simple, so base, so corrupt, that you wouldn't believe it even if it was proven to you.
Oh, wow. Really esoteric, huh? I don't suppose you can give me one concrete example.
Yes. One. Just suppose Wheeler was willing to do anything to topple Mike Marshall. I mean anything. To erase his beginnings here in Texas so that he would feel as though he were always here. You know, if you're nobody and you wipe out that person that remembers you as nobody, you become somebody.
Justin, I know your father was wiped out by the Tankier Revolution. But you can't believe that Alex Wheeler would involve himself in such an incredible plot for that reason. I'm sorry, Justin. It's 4th down. The ball goes over.
Sam, I didn't start off thinking like this. I used to think the way you think, that there is a limit to what people do. They just can't keep on doing things like this. But then I started to think that that's the way people on our scale think, normal people.
Justin.
Listen, hear me out. Listen, the key to this is Curtis, Clipper Curtis. He's Wheeler's man, right? Wheeler owns the Top of the World Club. Therefore, he owns that has-been jock who runs the club, right?
Okay, that's 3 yards and a cloud of dust. Now comes the hard part.
No, the easy part. If indeed Clipper had something to do with the assassination, if he overheard it, if he heard anything, if he taped anything, then it would have gone right to Wheeler. Because I'll tell you why. Curtis doesn't have the brains or the guts to play in that kind of a league alone.
It won't work. The dumber Curtis is, the greedier he is, the more likely he is on his own. I can certainly believe that he's up to his ears in felonies sooner than I would Alex Wheeler. Have you ever seen Clipper Curtis play ball? Dirty. No, I'm sorry, Justin. It just doesn't wash. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense. You just don't see the sense that it makes.
Justin, you're not playing with your helmet on in this one, and I should have known that from the start. You've got to hang your father's death on someone, and Alex Wheeler is it.
No, I never picked him. But that's where the blame belongs. I can't prove it. I know I can't prove that. But I'll have to find someone, something, some way to get close to him. So that I can squeeze the truth out.
And now, the next part of Texas.
Out. What does he mean, out? Out, damn spot? I didn't realize Clipper had a flair for the dramatic.
Either you walk now, or I'll call a guard and have him drag you out by the black roots of your golden blonde hair.
You can try, darling.
Fellow, give me security.
But I have my defense counsel here to defend me.
You've really gone off the deep end this time.
Terry Decker, champion of the oppressed. Come on, champ, defend my rights.
You got one right, baby. You can walk right out of here in one piece. If you walk now.
Counselor, tell Clippy why it just wouldn't be right to make me walk.
You gotta be kidding. Terry will be as happy as I am to see you go. Won't you, baby?
I'd be happy if you never hired her in the first place. And I hate to say I told you so, but I did.
Told you she'd be trouble.
I know. I agree, baby. I have seen the error of my ways. I have seen the light. That's why I fired her.
Oh, liar, liar, pants on fire. Your fiancé knows the truth, Clippy. Your boss, Alex Wheeler, knows the truth. The fact is, it is my relentless devotion to truth that got me into trouble.
I'm afraid you're wrong.
I'm afraid she's right.
You see, Alex knows that you fired me for telling Justin about your video recorder, sweetie.
Clipper, it's only been 2 hours since we talked to Alex. If he finds out that you fired Paige for telling the truth, you're going to get the axe again. And it's not going to make me look very good either.
Hey, I'm running the show around here, and I will fire anybody I want.
I'm telling you, Clipper, if you fire Paige for turning you in, you will be out for good. And
I'll be running the show. Which will be much better for the show, but decidedly worse for Clippy.
Well, I'm afraid that there has been a very big mistake here. I didn't fire her for turning me in. I fired her for snooping through things on my desk. I walked in and caught her right in the act. I walked in and there she was
Clipper,
looking through
shut
everything.
up! Would you just listen for a change? You know, I'm not exactly crazy about leaping to the defense of Paige Marshall.
I would never have guessed, honey. You're doing great, kiddo.
But I'm telling you, if you fire Paige, she'll get to Alex again, and there's nothing I can do about it. Do you hear me? Do you hear?
Of course he hears, Terry. Clippy has marvelous ears. It's probably his best feature.
You've created this whole mess, so you're just gonna have to live with it.
Right on. Take it like a man, honey. Well, that would be asking a lot. Tell you what, take it like whatever you are, okay?
Rena, you've been here so long. Please let me take you home.
I'm staying, Iris.
Well, you can't help Stryker by wearing yourself to a frazzle. He's resting comfortably now, but you need to get some rest.
I'm not leaving. Not as long as Stryker's lying in there alone.
He isn't alone.
Yes, you're right. Vicky's on the loose somewhere around here.
There's nothing Vicky can do to hurt Stryker, not now.
Honey, you would be surprised what that woman could cook up.
There's very little that would surprise me.
Yeah, if I'm gone for about 5 minutes, she'll dream up some new angle on how to get to Stryker, not to mention Kevin.
Kevin?
Well, of course. Do you think that one man is enough for that woman? Any man's fair game with her, honey. Why should her daughter's husband be an exception? You underestimate her capabilities.
Oh, I have a very healthy respect for Vicky's capabilities. But surely there's nothing between her and Kevin?
They're a match made in heaven, darling. No, the other place. I've caught them. As a matter of fact, I'm wondering where Mommy is now. I'm beginning to miss her.
Rena, she's probably just gone to the cafeteria.
Oh, you're wrong, honey. Chipped beef on toast is not her bill of fare. If she's dishing it out anywhere, I'll bet it's in Kevin's office, and I also bet it's from a recipe all her own. If you excuse me, I think I'm going to check on the lost and found.
Why?
I want to make sure I find my husband before she sees to it that he's lost forever.
All right. All right, I'll put up with the lady. Listen, baby. You've had all the fun here you're going to.
What with watching you crawl on your belly like a reptile and watching little Miss Sunshine here leap to my defense, honey, I have had more fun than a girl could hope for. If that's all there is, well, I'll say thanks for the memory. But special thanks to you, but then I always knew I could count on Terry Decker. After all, we're sisters, aren't we? Under the skin.
Paige, your skin's so thick it's hard to know what's under there. Just do your work and stay out of my way.
Yes, sir.
You'll see this is for the best.
I couldn't agree more.
I have to get back to work now.
You wormed your way back in here, Paige. But your position here is only temporary. Remember that.
Believe me, honey, I know this position's only temporary.
And while you're at it, remember who's boss.
Alex Wheeler's boss, Sugar. And we've grown quite fond of each other. Unfortunately, you're not very popular with either of us. So a word to the... Oh, sorry. Keep forgetting who I'm talking to. Hands off, mister! You're the one who's finished having fun around here. In fact, you may be finished altogether because one of us is going. And it's not going to be me. P.S. I wasn't snooping through your papers. I was acquainting myself with the operation. Because one of these days, honey, this office is going to be mine.
Oh, baby, have you got a lot to learn.
I know. That's why I'm doing all my homework. This club could be a hot little showcase once it started run properly. Oh, honey, sooner or later you're going to botch things up by yourself. I won't have to lift a finger. But I will be waiting in the wings, you better believe. And when I hear my cue, I'll step right up and take a bow and take over.
I don't want to leave him, Kevin. Not now. If Stryker doesn't want me with him, I can understand that. But he doesn't have to know I'm here. I want to stay. It's Rena. She's such a comfort to her mother in times of need.
Vicky, I think you've taken just about all you can stand of this.
No, I can take it. It just hurts me so to see Stryker like this. I can handle that. What I can't take is the constant implication that I'm responsible. And now with Iverson on it, you'd think I'd be immune to all this after all, but with both of them chipping away at me,
On the contrary, under the circumstances, you're bound to be susceptible at this point. You know, Vicky, there isn't anything more we can do for Stryker at this point. He's resting now. There's no reason at all why you shouldn't be resting too.
Kevin, I'm afraid to leave him even just for an hour. I mean, something happened to him while
If there's any change at all, you know I'd call you, but I don't think that's going to happen.
There's nothing to do right now, is there, except wait for Stryker's new heart.
That's right. Now, you can do that as easily in the comfort of your own home as you can in that nest of vipers out there. What do you say?
Okay. There are doctor's orders. I'll follow them. Good. May I use your phone to call a cab?
Absolutely not. I'm going to drive you home. It's part of the prescription.
Oh, no, Kevin. That's very kind, but you don't have to do that.
No trouble at all. I'm going to check into a motel. Drive out to River Oaks. Believe me, it's no trouble. I think I can use the fresh air and your company.
It comes almost as a shock to find someone that doesn't loathe being near me. Maybe I'm not the monster everybody's been saying I am.
Rena's brainwashing techniques are very effective, aren't they?
Oh, yes. She's hysterical and destructive. She distorts everything, and I know all that, but it's amazing how she can get to people.
Well, the next time she gets to you, you come to me, and I'll set the record straight on who the monster is. Of course, that is, if Rena hasn't got me believing I'm the monster that particular day.
In that case, you come to me, and I'll set the record straight. Nothing like finding a friend when you need one.
Strength in numbers, huh? And where Rena is involved, we need all the strength we can get. Right?
Oh, dear.
Believe that. Excuse me.
Hello, Justin.
You expect a hospital to be cold and bleak. It's surprising to see someone looking so warm and lovely.
I've been with Rena. She's gone off to discuss something with Kevin.
Now, that must be some discussion.
That's true. They don't mince words when they talk things over.
The vibrations will probably relapse every patient in the hospital. If I know Rena, how is she?
Pretty shaken, I'm afraid. But Rena's strong. She'll reach down inside and find whatever it takes.
Oh, yes. Rena is strong.
But she is exhausted. I've been trying to persuade her to go home, but I'm afraid she's not likely to listen.
No, she won't go home, not as long as Stryker is in danger. Rena and Stryker have a pact that goes back many, many years. I'm sure that's where they gather most of their strength.
Stryker's certainly going to need his strength.
He's got it. He's got that East Texas blood up near Carthage. Stryker's had it hard, but he has the will to live. Some people have it. Some people don't. Some have it, but it gets sucked right out of them.
Well, I don't think Stryker has lost that. Even if Vicky has been a disappointment to him.
I've known Vicky for a lot of years. I guess I don't really know her at all. I never realized how far she was willing to go.
Well, I suppose that can be an admirable trait when it's used constructively.
Well, where is Vicky? Is she staying here by Stryker's side?
She was here, but she left shortly after I arrived.
Oh. Probably had another engagement.
I don't think so. It just seemed rather uncomfortable around me.
That's strange. She never seemed uncomfortable around you before.
True. But I didn't know about her entanglement with Mr. Wheeler before. Now I do. And I've seen to it that she knows I do.
I don't blame you at all. Betrayal is the final sin, isn't it? It leaves a debt that must be paid in full. I mean, she probably got exactly what she deserved. Tell me, has his sidekick told you about his 20 years with Vicky?
Oh, he keeps hounding me, calling me. Even though he knows I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah, well, Wheeler finds it hard to take no for an answer. I'm sure he's pretty riled up about this.
I've only spoken to him once to tell him about Stryker's heart attack. I assumed he'd want to know since he had a great deal to do with causing it. So I wouldn't know whether he's feeling riled or not. Actually, I don't know that he's capable of feeling anything for anyone. Nothing real, at any rate. Nothing lasting.
Well, that sounds like grounds for breaking with him, all right?
Breaking with him, yes, I suppose so. Alex is the one with a knack for breaking things. This isn't the first time he's betrayed a trust. The first time there wasn't even another woman. It took time and effort before I could trust him or anyone again, and just when I had begun to trust for the first time in so many years, I heard Vicky discussing their relationship. And then you were honest enough to show me those photographs of Vicky and Alex at play.
Iris, I might have been wrong to keep those photographs from you, but I did it because I thought things had run their course between Vicky and Alex. Now I'm sure of it.
Oh, Rena, after all that's happened, how can you say that?
Because Queen Victoria has a new consort. I just saw Kevin leaving the hospital with one of his delicate surgical hands on Vicky's shoulder and the other one clutching their overnight bag.
Well, don't you think you might be jumping to conclusions?
Knowing those two, that's a conclusion I should have jumped to a long time ago. Iris, don't you break with Alex. You fight that woman. You make damn sure you win. Otherwise, you'll end up like me, a loser. While Mommy Dearest pockets another victory and goes off to her next conquest.
Rena, I think you are jumping to conclusions. I think Vicky is still very much crazy about Alex Wheeler. Look how she busted her chops to try to warn him, protect him from me when she knew that I was close to his top-of-the-world operation.
When you're the belle of the ball, honey, you just waltz from one romance to another, just as quick as the music takes you. Yesterday it was Vicky and Alex. Today,
Vicky and Kevin. But tomorrow I'm going to expose both of them for exactly what they are. One dirty old doctor and one conniving old woman.
Stay tuned for the conclusion of Texas.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello, Courtney.
I was thinking about you.
What were you thinking about?
That I hated for you to be there alone.
Well, if you were here, I wouldn't be alone, would I?
What room?
287.
I'll be right there.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas. Texas, starring Beverly McKenzie.
Courtney, this was a chance meeting, impromptu swim, a few lovely hours here.
I know.
See each other.
I know that too. I want that, don't you?
Just a minute. Courtney?
As good as her word. Hello, darling.
Hello, yourself.
Hey, why are you acting like this? You're not surprised. You knew I was coming.
No. I'm not surprised.
Disconcerted?
Yeah, that's it. That's the word. And, worn out, I'm afraid.
Well, I'll make you feel better. And please don't be disconcerted, not by me. Oh, Kevin. This is just where I hoped we'd be the night that we got our phone call about Stryker. The two of us here, together, alone.
Yes, I know what you mean. I felt the same way. That night more than ever. You know, I was mad, but it felt good. It just felt right to walk out on Rita. She'd finally gone too far. But by the way, that's not why I wanted to be with you.
Want it? But isn't that still what you want? Kevin, we can now have what we both want. I don't think that you're very sure of what you want.
Oh, Court, it isn't a question of desire.
Yes, it is. It is.
No.
Kevin, you're not thinking of going back to that woman.
Courtney, it isn't Rena, it's Stryker. I promised him I'd stay with Rena through losing your father.
You can't mean it.
But I own Stryker.
Not anymore. Kevin, Rena accused you of adultery in front of all of your colleagues. She even accused you of wanting to murder Stryker.
Yes.
Then what can you possibly owe her now?
Dr. Kenner, 606. Dr. Kenner, 606.
How can you keep pacing like that? Never seen you look so exhausted. I still think you should have gone home with Iris and rested a little.
My daddy's in there. He may be dying.
Dr. Howard,
Take it easy.
Dr. Howard,
Take it easy. He's a tough fellow. Now, he's not done until they take him away.
I appreciate you staying here, holding my hand.
Well, that's one of my favorite
Could
hands.
have taken Iris out and consoled her about being so disillusioned with Alex.
Well, it did cross my mind, but that little project is moving along so smoothly, I didn't think I should push it.
Honey, why do you want to get my goat at a time like this?
What?
You don't play innocent very well, so you needn't bother telling me about all of your planned conquests. Nobody is ever going to hurt me again.
Rena, I don't want to hurt you.
Then why are you flirting with my friend right in front of my nose?
Rena, you know what that's all about. The only passion I've had has to do with Alex Wheeler. And the only conquest is to separate what he cares about most from... That's Iris Carrington.
Well, I remember a time when your passions were a little more natural.
Well, so do I. And as you've reminded me twice, you are a married lady.
Was. That was before I saw my husband walking out of this hospital with his arms around my own mother. My own mother carrying his little suitcase. He's probably with Vicky right now out in some... Well,
Dr. Brown,
I suppose
96.
that
Dr. Brown,
I'm not a married lady anymore.
third time's the charm, they say. How about dinner?
I'll go and see Stryker first.
Dr. Nelson, 392.
Oh, I don't owe Rena a thing. If there was ever a debt, it's been paid in full.
Then why?
As I told you, I owe Stryker.
Well, get a loan. Pay him back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound flip, but I can't just stand by and watch you destroy yourself and us, even if Stryker did finance your
Well,
work.
Courtney, you know, it isn't only the money. I love Stryker. He's been as much a father to me as he has been to Rena. And he's been generous, trusting, and I promised him. Maybe I can go him one better.
The transplant?
That's right. If I can give Stryker a few more years, after all, that's what Rena wants more than she wants a life with me. That can be my parting gift to her.
There, I'm beginning to understand.
Good. Now, I have to be prepared, mind and body, for this grueling surgery. Understand?
Of course I do. I do understand.
Good. When Stryker's transplant surgery is over, and God willing successful, we'll have other nights together.
Yes, all the nights and days in the world.
But now now what I need is to have dinner and get to bed early. To sleep early.
Okay, I won't try to change your mind, but can we at least share the dinner part?
I'd like that. Where do you want to go? Anywhere.
Anywhere?
Yeah, you name it.
Here. We can order something from room service.
Here. This kitchen has to be a disaster.
Oh, I don't care. I'm not really that hungry anyway. But this will give us more of a chance to relax, and we can be together alone. Hi, room service? Wait, excuse me.
Every now and then, when the world steps in, stealing all our time away.
Hey, just in time. Do you know, I have got the most fantastic new recipe, and I have just been waiting for two people to show up. So, hey, now, what is this? I think I have seen happier faces on pictures of depression bread lines.
We may need a bread line before too long.
Oh, well, now, whatever it
Look,
is.
Maggie, don't say it can't be that bad, because it can be that bad.
But what is wrong, Dennis? Dawn? The last time I saw the two of you, you were the happiest pair of lovebirds anybody could wish for.
That's because we thought we had everything all set to buy the gallery.
Oh, no.
All our plans just fell through.
Yeah, Maggie, we're back to square one. And that's a pretty uncomfortable place.
We may even have to close down for a while.
Well, that is awful. I can't believe it. What on earth happened? Well, never mind what happened. What can I do to help?
Well, you could keep this key to the gallery for us in case there's a fire or something. I'll be around during the day, but since I'm staying at the ranch, it'll be deserted nights.
I'm going to New York.
Well, not for long, I hope.
Well, long enough to see if my grandfather's influence can help me arrange to get some kind of financial backing. Bank loan, anything.
That is the spirit. I think you're going to get just what you need.
Well, I hope so.
And don't worry a minute about the gallery now. I'll keep an eye on it.
Thanks, Maggie.
Thanks.
Well, now, wait just a minute. Where do you two think you're going? Now, I have said I want you to taste this new recipe of mine. Now,
Besides, a good meal is going to cheer you up. At least I'm betting it's going to be a good meal.
I'm sure.
Maggie, we haven't got enough money for a bowl of chili, and I haven't even purchased my ticket to New York yet.
You kids, that was an invitation, not a solicitation. Now I want you to sit right down.
No, Maggie, but thank you.
I will not take no from you, young lady. Now you sit down right here. Come on, sit down. Besides, you'd be spoiling all my fun. See, I have always fed the art community when it was in hard times, all these years, and I think of it as my way of investing.
But Maggie, we already owe you.
Honey, you don't owe me anything except to succeed and to be happy, and let the rest of it just take care of itself. Now, I'm going to go in the kitchen and I'm going to stir up a nice little surprise for you.
Maggie, you're an angel.
Maggie, you see Nita?
Nita's working. I'll tell her you're out here.
Calling all lovebirds. Top of the morning to you, too.
It's late afternoon.
Not for me, it's early morning. Just got out of the sack, fixing to go to work. So, you, lovebirds getting rich over yonder, or what?
Not exactly.
What do you mean? I thought art was the key. Get rich selling other people's work? What's the matter, having management problems?
Look, why don't you just get off my back, all right?
Oh, now, we hit a nerve or something, didn't we? Got problems, huh? Maybe I can come back tomorrow and buy me some doodad or something. Help you folks out a little bit.
Yeah, we'll talk to Dawn. I have to go to New York.
In over your head, huh? That's the way to live, all right. Yeah, I got an idea. Tell you what, if you find you're in over your head, why don't you come by? Maybe I can give you a job at the top of the world.
Gee, no thanks.
Yeah, the money's pretty good there, you know. Sure ain't nothing to sneeze at. Look here. That's just from a bonus I got, too. I'm on my way up. Going all the way this time. Yes, sir.
Well, if you're doing all that well financially and you know so much about art, well, how about investing in the gallery?
Invest?
Yeah, that means,
No, I reckon not. I'm not really the arty type. Although I can draw faces pretty good. No, I'm saving up for a car. New one. Big and sassy as I can find. And there goes Nita. Nice talking to you folks. Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? What am I, the invisible man? I was going to ask you if you were mad, but I can see for myself. Hey, what's this for?
That is the Western Art Key. Maggie's watching it for Dennis while he goes out of town. Now, you leave me be. I got work to do.
Sure, work all you want. Might just be needing this. So long, hon. See if you can't sweeten it up by the time I get back from work, huh?
Dr. Howard, 691. Dr. Howard, 691.
not trying to soften it for me now, are you?
No. Stryker's condition is stable, at least. He's really holding his own now, Rena. And I think it's probably a good idea if you get away for a while. Get some food and some rest.
Yeah, I guess.
How is Stryker?
Well, Bart says that he's stable, but... Oh, Justin, he looks so pale.
I told you that's to be expected.
Not for me, it isn't. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you two know each other?
I don't believe so.
This is my old pal.
Pal.
This is my old pal, Justin Marshall. He's the one who wants to take me out for dinner. Justin, this is my cousin, Bart Walker.
Walker?
Sam's brother, Dr. Bart Walker.
Oh, yes, of course. It's a pleasure. Nice to meet you. I've been hearing about you from my sister.
Now, Bart, you promise. I mean, if Stryker so much as coughs, you're going to call me, right?
I'll
You
call.
promise me.
Don't worry.
What?
Will you get her to relax if you can? You heard him, Rena. Doctor's orders. So where can I call you? Maggie's.
Oh. Perfect. It'll be like the old days. Well, let's go, honey.
Nice meeting you. Hi, Madeline.
Oh, over there, I guess. Now, wait a minute. Excuse me, I didn't order wine.
Oh, I did, Kevin, when I called the order in.
Huh? Oh, well, you might as well open it for us, okay?
Now, anything else, sir?
No, that's fine.
Well, the only choice you get here is red or red.
So I see. Your health.
Your freedom.
Well, I did need to unwind. Yes, indeed. This day's been like a month, and I'm exhausted.
Oh, that word again.
My refrain, huh?
Yes, but not for long. And I think you'd relax a lot more easier if you took off that tie.
I'm, all knots, Sam. I think we better eat this before it gets warm.
Right.
The Ritz, it ain't.
Who cares?
I don't.
Well, neither do I.
And now, the next part of Texas.
Well, I got a dog, his name is Blue. Bet you $5 he's the son of a... That's what. Next door to get me a dog. No, first the wheels, and then the dog. Hey, boss, what kind of dog you think I ought to get?
What?
Never mind. Say, you're looking pretty long in the face there. What for? After the way we put it over on those TV guys, I'd be singing. Heck, I am singing.
I got things on my mind.
Well, that's management for you. Can't even stop long enough to enjoy a win.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I appreciated your help, too. Getting those mics out from underneath those tables before Justin Marshall could find them was nice work.
You look like a dog that forgot his bone.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your words of praise, but I thank you more kindly for the C-note you gave me. Look here what they bought me.
Nice.
Nice. This here's solid gold. You can tell just by looking, can't you?
Gold always shows. Good to have a piece like that for a rainy day.
Rainy day, my foot. There aren't going to be any rainy days around here. Not up at the top of the world. No, sir. Sunshine all the time. Well, I tell you, I sure do love it working up here.
That's good.
I'm glad you hired me. Bet you're glad too, huh? I mean, considering how much use I've been to you. Telling you about those photos with that guy Wheeler and Stryker's wife. And then dumping that stuff before the TV guys got to it.
Sure. You've been a big help.
That's just what I want to be, too. Is there anything else I can do for you? Maybe I can get something for my pinky, too.
Nah. Well, there is one thing.
Just name it.
Just keep an eye on Paige Marshall for me.
Shoot, that's on the house. I can't get enough of looking at that woman.
She's a snake, right? Deadly as they come. And one day, real soon, one of us is going to have to take the other out. There's only room for one boss up here, right? And that's me.
You're the boss, boss.
Top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah. It's for you, right?
I bet it's Nita. Apologizing for coming on like an iceberg today. Yo, Nita.
This is Elena, Billy Joe.
Hey there, honey child. How you doing?
Okay.
When am I going to see those pretty eyes?
Well, I talked Max into letting me come into town Friday after school to visit Ricky.
Good. Worked, huh?
Billy Joe, I don't like this.
Hey now. You will. Believe me, you're going to like it.
Well, anyway, should I come by where you work or should I go by Maggie's? I mean, since you say you've got to see me.
Well, I'll tell you, Sugar Bumps, neither place is too, simpatico. I mean, too many people mind each other's business. I'll tell you what. You give me a call when you come to town. I'll have me some, place lined up, a little more private. Somewhere as you and me can be alone. How's that sound?
You know, the only reason why I'm coming in there is because you told me you'd tell Maggie lies about me if I didn't.
Honey, there wouldn't be no lies. We were necking at Maggie's that time.
No, Billy Joe,
Hey now, that's a lie. You know we were. You were enjoying it too. Before you got all schoolgirl scared.
Look, I don't want Maggie to ever find out about that, okay? Or Nita. Now, you promise you won't tell.
I won't tell if you keep your promise. Meet me?
All right.
And my lips are sealed. If you keep your promise.
Okay.
And don't worry about a thing. I'll make sure our meeting's, very private.
Doesn't do much good unless you put it in your mouth.
Honey, I don't even think I can keep it down. I'm just too tense. Rena, I made those enchiladas myself, so there is no earthly fault you can find with them. Maggie, they're wonderful. How would you know? You're awful worried about your daddy, aren't you? I guess. Mind if I sit down?
Oh, please. Thank you.
Stay there.
Join us.
Thank you. How's he doing, baby? Well, Bart says that he's stable, whatever that means, but he's a
He's pale as a ghost, and his eyes are so hollow. He looks like he's aged 100 years.
Oh, honey, I know how you must feel. They are going to operate now, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
When would that be?
Whenever they can find a compatible donor, if they find one. I understand that it's usually someone who is an accident victim, but everything has got to match up, so I don't know, Maggie, when it's going to be.
Could be any time around here, the way they drive. I'm sorry, that was in bad taste.
Well, now, honey, listen. If you need anybody to hold your hands, I'm right here, okay?
I'll have them both occupied, Maggie.
Honey, we've been gone for almost an hour. Do you think that we could...
I'll pay the check.
Great. I want to get back to Stryker.
Thanks for a lovely dinner.
Thank you for the lovely company. I feel much better.
What is it my sister Paige always used to say? Always leave them wanting more. Well, I guess I better go. That was our agreement. After dinner, I leave you alone to rest.
Well, I feel rested as I am. Courtney, why don't you stay? Finish your wine.
Okay, but only if you help me. I mean, after all, you've only had one glass of wine, and I've had two.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid one glass is my limit.
But you can't possibly expect me to drink that whole bottle of wine. I might get drunk and not be able to leave. I might have to, spend the night. I better not have any at all. I better just go now.
Courtney.
Good night, Kevin.
Courtney, don't cry.
I'm not crying. I'm just thinking about crying.
Courtney, I want you to stay. I want you to stay. I really... And you don't have to drink the wine as an excuse. I really do want you to stay.
Are you sure?
I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
Wait a minute, honey. Slow down.
This is the closest motel to Gulf Coast Hospital. You can call them and you can leave a number there. And then if something happens, they'll call you. We can be back there in 5 minutes.
Honey, I don't feel like being in a motel.
You want to spend another night on the waiting room sofa? no more arguments.
You always were pushy.
You were always a standoff.
Nice. Lord, I am exhausted. Oof. I'm so tense, honey. Oh.
Always thinking ahead. You want a drink?
Have one of those, I'd pass out.
By all means. Have one.
No ice.
It's like the good old days, huh, sweetheart? You remember?
I remember the old days. I had this funny old time machine in my head. We were never going to get old, never lose a race, and we were always going to be in love, no matter what. Something like that, anyway. The heat on those old tracks.
And off.
You're always so gritty with dust. I even remember the taste of it when you used to kiss me. Stop.
Why? I mean, I thought we settled this. Your husband moved out, right?
You're dead right, honey.
So?
Kevin, I've never been so happy in my life.
I love you, Court. I love you.
Oh, honey, that feels so good. Oh.
You like that, huh? Just let your skin breathe.
Oh. Justin. Oh, baby.
Finished with your dinner table yet? No. I'll call you when we're finished.
You don't have to eavesdrop. I'll say all the outrageous things you want to hear.
Shh. Sure of it.
You sure of what?
I heard Kevin's voice. He's in the room next door.
Oh, great.
Stay tuned for the conclusion of Texas.
Rena, so what if he is?
He can't do that.
Rena, if it's over between you, why worry about it at all?
I'll tell you why, because he's in that room with my mother. I know it's the two of them, and I'm going to call him on it and her. Give me my purse there.
Ma'am?
How much to open that door in that room down there? Look, $20, huh? That should be enough. Open it.
I can't.
Oh, come on. Take it off. Take it off. Open that door. Open it!
Why not?
Well,
Well, what, Rena?
where is she?
Trying to freshen up, is she?
Rena!
Courtney Marshall.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.